What's up? Huge Halloween Horror Nights update. It's been a while since we talked Horror Nights on this channel, so we got a lot to talk about because we pretty much know everything. Welcome back to JVTV. You guys know I love Horror Nights. There's plenty more to come, but this is a mega update. It's about to be a huge dump. Let's talk about all the houses, the scare zones, the shows coming, and we're gonna walk around. We're gonna see all the set pieces they already put out because there is a ton. Intel Universal is putting a lot more into the streets of Horror Nights already. It's only the beginning of August, and we have a lot out there. There's music back here also is doing it for me. Get inside, let's see some of these set pieces, but first we're gonna break down the houses, the scare zones, the Lagoon Show, and what all of them are, because I know we've been speculating for a while and a lot of them came true, but let's just recap real quick, and I'm gonna tell you all the insights I'm hearing and seeing about these houses, because this looks like one of the strongest Horror Nights years ever. All right, let's see what they have going on, and let's recap everything right now. All right, so we have 10 houses again at Halloween Horror Nights this year. There was the rumor the 11th didn't happen, not the biggest surprise, but we got 10, and we got 10 good ones. So let's run through them all. I'm gonna start with the originals and then we'll get to the IPs, because this year we have 5 originals and 5 IPs. First up on the list is my most hyped house for the year, and that's El Artista, a Spanish haunting. The description is that in the 17th century Spain, a tortured artist moves into an isolated country manor for inspiration, but the art comes alive and possesses him. Well, the head creator, who apparently worked on this house, is the one who did Blood Moon, is the one who did Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake, does beautiful houses, and this will also be the same. I think it's gonna be a gorgeous house. It's gonna be unique scares in there. It sounds like it, with art coming alive. Apparently in this house, there's not just one, but 3 different facades in the house. I think it's gonna be huge. It's my most hyped house because I love the originals, usually more than the IPs. It's a little different this year, but I truly love this idea and I love the creator behind it and what he's done in the past. I think this is in the running as my early favorite for House of the Year. The next original we had is Hatchet and Chains, the Demon Bounty Hunters. I think this is gonna be an action-packed house. If you remember, this was in Slaughter Cinema 2 as a scene. I don't think it was the best scene. I expected other ones to come, especially Mardi Gras murders, but with Art the Clown coming, spoiler alert, he's coming too. I'll talk about that in a second. I don't think Mardi Gras would have worked with that either. It's too similar. This will be interesting to see, but I think it's gonna be an action-packed house. We'll see how scary it actually is, and we're gonna see the facade for that in a second. The next original house will be Dolls, Let's Play Dead. And we're gonna see the facade for this too. The description is that you become doll-sized and you're hunted by toys that have been burnt and destroyed by a twisted little girl. I think this could be like Museum last year, where it's going to either be a sleeper hit or a total miss. It depends on which direction they go, and honestly the budget that they're giving. Houses like these typically have the least amount of budget, so we'll see if the budget fits that bill. We're also gonna see the back of this facade too, so I'm excited to see that. Then you have Grave of Flesh. I think this could be the sleeper original hit here. I think this is gonna smell. It's supposed to make you feel like you've been buried and that you've entered the underworld. Some unique scares can happen here too, some creatures of the underworld. It's gonna be good. I have faith in it. Could be the sleeper hit. But it also could be a miss. It'll be interesting. And like the other originals we've named and the rest that we are going to name, you really have no idea going into it. Hatchet and Chains a little bit because we kind of see, but you really have no idea going into the houses. Unlike the IPs, you kind of have an idea. The originals could go either way. Then you have Galkin, Monsters of the North. It's a remote northern village, and I'm really hoping there's good air conditioning here. The scares here could be interesting, but they could be few and far between. This could also be another scenic house. This could be another beautiful house. We'll see. It's gonna be one of the tents back there by Fallout, but what we learned last year with those tents is they're pretty much studios, man. Those things are awesome. Goblin's Feast was in one of those last year, and it was great. All right, and that does it for the originals. Let's talk about the IPs. The first IP we gotta talk about was the first one announced, which is Fallout. Now, I've been watching the TV show Fallout, and I think it's awesome. I think people have it misconstrued with the cowboy on the front of that and seeing Hatchet and Chains and think it's gonna be a Western. It's not gonna be like that at all. There's some good things in this show that'll make good for a Horror Nights house, especially the wedding where there's a lot of murder and massacre and stuff like that. It's gonna be a scary and bloody good time. Cool things from that TV show, cool creatures, cool characters, cool scenes, and I think that's all gonna come together well and make for a great house. We then had the Jason universe announced, and this is supposed to be awesome. It's gonna be all different eras of Jason, so I don't know what movies there's gonna be, but I'm sure there's gonna be different versions and different kills from all of those movies. And from what people have been talking about and some insights from there, is they were trying to make this like Insidious times 10. So they're going for good scares here, and I think they're gonna have a lot of tall characters that fit Jason. We should see some good kills and some real good scares in this house. Then we had Terrifier announced. I've been on Terrifier since last October, the rumors that it's been coming. I'm not surprised. The creator and the actor who plays Art the Clown, he loves Halloween Horror Nights. It's gonna be good, man. So the insights from this house is that it's gonna be the goriest Halloween Horror Nights house of all time. People were worried with Terrifier. It's a very, very, very gory movie. It's frankly disgusting. People were wondering, can they actually match that in a Horror Nights house? Because Horror Nights is kind of, especially last year, was a little weak in the scares department. They said they're trying to work on that, trying to make it better, and this is the one to do it. They said it's going to be gory, it's going to be a bloody good time, and that they didn't hold anything back. There's rumors that it's actually going to have a wet and a dry path, because it's gonna soak you with fake blood. It's gonna be water, but it's gonna be like blood. It's gonna be gory, you're gonna go in feeling gory. We'll see if they match this, but from everything I'm hearing, that it's going to, and it's gonna be a disgusting house. And I'm excited. It's gonna be the first one I do when I come here on Premium Scare Night, so stay tuned for that. Last two IPs that just got announced is Five Nights at Freddy's and The Wyatt Six. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's is based off of the movie, not the game, but there's gonna be things for game lovers in there too. They're working with Jim Henson's Creature Shop to do the puppets for this house, which is the ones that did the puppets for the movies. It's gonna look exactly like those puppets in the movies. A lot of puppeteers. I think this could look great. I don't think it's gonna be super scary, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Either way, I think it's gonna be a great house. And then the Wyatt Six, the WWE is coming here. Now, people were questioning, why could the WWE come here? But if you look into the Wyatt Six, they have plenty of horror vibes there. And this is pretty much gonna be an original. Now, the creators, the head creators of this house are huge WWE fans. They put a lot of passion into this. They worked hand in hand with them, and they actually shot with at least Uncle Howdy from the Wyatt Six some original scenes for this house. So I guess there's gonna be some sort of screens in there. It's gonna be like an original story based off of those. So it does have the IP, but it's not something even wrestling fans have ever seen before. I think this could also be a sleeper hit. Definitely give it a chance. I understand if you just hear the WWE and you question why is that coming to Horror Nights, but if you look into this and you see some of these, this is some creepy stuff, and I think they're gonna do it justice. I think especially people who are passionate about wrestling behind it, I think that they're gonna do a great job. I'm really hyped for this. Not all we found out. We know the scare zones now, and we know the shows coming, so let's talk about those. All right, so we have two shows coming this year. Two shows again, which is awesome. We have the return of Nightmare Fuel, another circus-themed show. If you know me, you know I love Nightmare Fuel. I think it's a great show. It's a unique show. Nothing like you ever see in a theme park. It's honestly pretty crazy. So much talent on one stage. It's very hard to describe, but I think it's awesome and definitely worth seeing if you stop at Halloween Horror Nights. We'll see how this year comes, but I have strong faith. I have great talent on the stage and an awesome soundtrack. We also have the Lagoon show coming back, so I'm super hyped for that. That's definitely a crowd eater, and it's been missed the past couple of years. We do have a Lagoon show. See that and excited to review that because it's been a while, and the last time a Lagoon show was at Universal Horror Nights, I wasn't even creating content. It was 3 years ago now, so that's crazy. So it's awesome. I have the scare zone, so let's break those down real quick, and then let's see the set pieces, and then let's see some merch for some of these houses, because I think the merch that just came out for some of these is awesome. You got to see it. Universal's doing a little bit different this year is they actually cut back on a scare zone, which I agree with, which you might think, oh, having less, that doesn't make sense, but let me tell you why. First up, we have 4 scare zones. One's the Origins of Horror. This should be at the front of the park where you first walk in, that stuff. And then we have Masquerade Dance of Death. This one's actually right behind me. I can't wait to show you the set pieces there. This is going to be a big scare zone. I'm looking at that. Then we have the Cat Lady of Crooks Lane. Now this looks awesome. There's a ton of set pieces already out for this, probably the most of any of the scare zones. It has such Halloween vibes. And then the last scare zone is Mutations Toxic 20s. That's going to be over in the New York section. I don't think we've had much out there, but we'll go see if they put anything out yet. That's going to be awesome. But why are they not doing a 5th scare zone? Well, if you remember over in San Francisco, they did the Blumhouse one last year, and every scare zone there just backs up the crowds. Every single time I walk through there, just bottlenecks. It's always crowded. It's a pain to deal with. So they're not doing that anymore. They're gonna have new street experiences, and one of the street experiences is gonna be over there. It's called Club Horror. There's gonna be a bunch of undead DJs and stuff over there. I think that's good because it keeps the vibes up, keeps the spooks and all that stuff up, but it keeps people walking through so it doesn't clog as badly. And then we have Mel's Die-In. There's gonna be zombie rollerbladers around here. I guess that's gonna be an entertainment offering. Not sure exactly what that is, but it's gonna be in front of Mel's. So there's gonna be a lot of entertainment over this way between a longer scare zone, a scare zone here, the Mel's Die-In, and the Lagoon show, which is great because people haven't been coming over to this side of the park. So I'm glad they added over there. Look around, let's see the stuff for the scare zones, and then we'll check out the merch before we get out of here because there's, like I said, there's some cool stuff. All right, here we go. Let's start with the Cat Lady at Crooked Lane. I realized I said crooked earlier. I'm pretty sure I said that. I'm an idiot. Ignore that. But here we go. I'm liking the vibes of this. You can kind of see it's definitely Halloween themed. Some of these decorations and stuff that have been like destroyed. I had a penny board back in the day. Skateboard over there. I like some of these decorations, like they're very old school Halloween decorations on here. Interesting. That's kind of weird. You see like a kid's like shirt. That's kind of creepy. But then you actually have these like storyboards here that go all the way through that are really cool, that kind of explain the whole story. Definitely does feel like a street. where kids just went missing, which is kind of the story of the Scare Zone, that she feeds these kids this soup that turned them into beasts. And at the end where she turns these kids into beasts and they start hunting too. Her with her cats. Look at that demon. She does look creepy. And then I like it because it goes all the way down here now, which is cool. Usually it would just end right there and stuff, the Scare Zone, but now you have all this right here. I don't know if there's gonna be people in there, if there's just gonna be sound effects, speakers, I don't know. But it definitely is cool, and I'm glad they went all the way out here. So I have this stage right here. So I don't know if there's gonna be a performer here or what this is gonna be. But that's cool. Pretty big too. A lot could be going on with lighting and stuff like that. A lot going on. So like I said, it goes pretty long over here, which is cool. Lives like with all that set too, like you're going up into this, like, again, the crooked lane, this one street into the forest where there's just trash and dirt and everything she's like claimed and stuff like that. It's good. I like it. I think it's gonna be really cool at night with scare actors and all this stuff like that. So we'll see. That's definitely the one they've invested in the most and put out so far. But let's see what else we got. So we can get a good look back here of some of the tents. Now that's gonna be Hatchet and Chains. That was museum last year. It'll utilize the Simpsons queue right there. But that'll be Hatchet and Chains who come out here. And then that one straight back there is Dolls. So you can kind of see that looks like an attic thing maybe, or like a house into that, but that'll be Dolls, like you're shrunken down, maybe to a dollhouse, we'll see. So these two, and then the way back, I'm gonna zoom in with my phone so you can see, yeah, Fallout, and then Galkin will be next to that one. And that's where Goblins and Monsters was if you came last year. The look, you can kind of see that Hatchet and Chains. There's a look right there. You can see the closer look into the Dolls, kind of the back of the facade there they're building. And then you can see the Fallout sign. I'll pull up the picture BioConstruct put up of the Fallout. People were freaking out because, you know, the facades on the outside is just the banner. That's what they are. Goblins Feast had a little something, but they should just do the banners there. It like floods back there for one. And two, the facades are typically inside. They're still gonna do something in there. I assume with Fallout anyway, as soon as you enter, it's gonna be like entering the vault and probably the massacre at the marriage there. And then you'll leave the vault into the, you know, world of Fallout. So that's what I had to guess. That's what I would guess the house direction is going to go. I don't know about Galkin, but I'm sure there'll be a small facade in there. So don't freak out. Those 10 houses though, like there's usually something in there, and they're very immersive. They can do a lot in there. So people are upset online, but don't be. But these two have some cool ones. And I'm filming this on August 1st. So we're still pretty much a month away, a little less than a month. A lot of work still to be done, but they are moving. I'll tell you what does need to be finished in a month, this bridge. They're working on that, fixing that all up here. You can see this is where Nightmare Fuel is. They already blocked it off here. You can't go back that way. I'm sure they're probably already testing. There's a Horror Nights sign over there, so I guess that means, yeah, they are testing. Here's a look at into the Nightmare Fuel stage. It's hard to see. Look at the zoom, but you can see there's like skeletons and stuff on the Nightmare Fuel stage. Look at that. Look at that camera work by me. No sign here though. None yet. That won't come for a little bit, but look at this. Oh, beautiful. Look at this beautiful sky. Tell you what, man, I started talking about Horror Nights. This is the best. It's my favorite thing of the year. I love it. It's my time. It makes me happy, and that beautiful sky. What a night, dude. We're having a great night. Not much with Harry Potter today, but announced the Death Eater. Look, see, these fans they put around in the queues last year. Strong, man. We're gonna need a lot more in the queues this year. I love that they throw those around. Death Eaters are coming back for Halloween Horror Nights as well, so they'll be running around Diagon Alley. That's awesome. Club Horror. It looks like we have a stage over there. They'll probably put the DJ up there. But I'm hoping, believe it or not, they don't add more to this. Club Horror, it might even be sponsored by Coca-Cola. They have Coca-Cola on there. But I'm hoping this just stays open. They could add some things over here too, maybe to get people to like walk here, because Fast and the Furious won't be open. Typically, we have the Jason house should be coming out here. So when that comes out here, it's gonna come and dump into the Scare Zone. So I would like if it just keeps this, does a bunch of lights and stuff like that, probably some fog, but outside of that, just keep people walking and doesn't build up like Blumhouse was. Now over here in New York, we got nothing Scare Zone wise set up for the, you know, Mafia Mutation Scare Zone here. But we do have the Palace Arcade is closed. Wondering why? That's gonna be a part of Horror Nights, but it should be the Tribute Store. I think the Tribute Store is actually gonna go through this Irish store right here, wrap its way through the arcade and out the Mummy exit. Now, as you can see, Rip Ride Rockit rocking and rolling right now, but it's gonna close and I think like 18 days. Construction's crazy. City Walk is wild right now. That's gonna be taken into effect. And you can see, we got a lot going on already for it right here. So if it went into its usual location, the Tribute store right here, there would be no space to come out there. I don't even know what they're gonna do with the house portals, because usually you have 2 over here. There's not space over there for 1. So I don't think they can do 1 here either. So they might have to go that way with the portals. I don't know, we'll see. They're in a tough predicament, but goodbye Rip Ride, we'll miss you. Kind of, not really, you were very rough. It's gonna be weird not having Rip Ride Rockit at the event either this year. Look at that. She does look beautiful though, I'll tell you that much. This is gonna be Origins of Horror, the other one we talked about. So last year it was all just right at the front gates and there was nothing over here. Now it looks like we're gonna have the scare zone back here, back in this section in between Minions Land, which I think is cool, because having that and then coming in here and just looking at Minions without anything scary kind of took you out of Horror Nights a little bit. And these are very big set pieces. That'll be interesting to see with some people hiding in there. All right, heading into the last scare zone, the Masquerade Dance of Death. Now this has a lot of big set pieces as well, as you can see going down. We have a couple on each side. You have these gates as you walk in. I do like, as of right now, as opposed to last year, they have the set pieces on the outskirts and you can walk straight through. Past couple years there's been stuff like in the middle, kind of blocks that. Just straight on through. I like a kind of a different approach this year. And you can kind of see these stages. They should be really cool. The thing we gotta do is check out the merch. There we go. Here you have the Five Nights at Freddy's logo. I think that looks really cool with the way you have the Horror Nights and stuff. This looks like a vintage Horror Nights shirt. And then the other side, you have the Wyatt 6 with the Fiend there. That is just creepy, dude. That looks like horror. Tell me it doesn't. Same with the IPs. I'll definitely get this eventually. I haven't gotten it yet, but now that they're all here, you can buy the frame and then you can buy each individual character right there. Very cool. I think that's a unique ad right there. This shirt just feels like a vintage Horror Nights shirt. I like when they take over like all of Horror Nights. It's not just the one thing. I like how it looks like it's over Horror Nights. We have the Jason shirt. So this is the back of the shirt right here of Jason. And then that's the front. I really like this one because I like the simple front but the big back. Here you have the Fallout shirt. I like that they went a little different with Fallout. If you watch the show, I don't know why, this color just fits better for Fallout. They could have went black. They might still have a black one, but I like that they have something that's not black. Unfortunately, it looks like they don't have any of the Wyatt 6 shirts here, so we can't see them yet, but that you saw from the picture and stuff like that looks very creepy. And that wraps up this major update for Halloween Horror Nights. Again, we got all the houses, the scare zones, the shows, everything. We talked about all of those. We saw some of the set pieces. There's gonna be a bunch more added. I'm gonna be doing more videos. I'm gonna be doing a huge tip video for Halloween Horror Nights again this year, talking about all the tips to get you ready for your visit this year. I'm also going to Premium Scare Night, which is the night before the event happens. A lot of money, $300 some, but it's a staggered entrance, so I get to go in the house by myself. So I'll get all the scares. So I'll be able to give it a true review feel. And I'm also gonna be trying a ton of food that night, because the food, select food, a lot of it, but it won't be everything, but select food will be free. So I'll be trying everything food-wise as well. So that's gonna be a huge vlog, a huge vlog for Premium Scare Night. To one, tell you if it's worth it for future years, but also give you my first reactions for all the houses. I'm gonna be dropping that on a Friday. The day the event opens, I'll be dropping that Friday morning, afternoonish, because I'm gonna leave here and edit it right away so you can get my first reactions to this house and then all the food and everything like that, so you know what to try. Might be a part 2, but you're definitely gonna see a JVTV special drop on a Friday for Halloween Horror Nights. That's gonna be a huge video. I'm so excited to film that. No, I love this stuff. I love talking about it. It's so cool to see all the set pieces out already. We still have a month to go, but stay tuned for all that content. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on Thursday.